What up, what up, what up? What the hell is up, peeps? What's going on, everybody? Welcome, everybody, to Shut Up, Let's Talk, episode 62, my friends. Sitting across from me is a whole lot of air at the moment. That's okay. Our guests are on their way. Blame GPSs, blame gates, and all sorts of other crazy stuff. In the meantime, folks, today we are talking about mental health. We're talking about therapy, and we're going to be talking about, and I did mention Dragon Ball Z a lot in the title because I'm sure we're going to talk about it a lot today. And we're going to be hanging out with Louie, Gucci, and I'm not gonna say his last name, man. I don't know how to say the last name properly. So when he gets here, I'm gonna ask him how to say that. In the meantime, folks, I want to thank everybody hanging out in the chat tonight. What's going on, Tony? Hanging out in the chat, dude. Long time no see, man. I hope you're doing well, dude. And thank you for always supporting the show, my friend. You're always killing it with the support. What's going on, Faden? Hanging out in the chat. What's going on, Jamie, Laura, the lovely Claudia, also hanging out in the chat tonight. Cheers to all of you. I hope everybody's having a great Wednesday so far, guys. I've got my random question generator out, and I would like to ask all of you guys, what would you do on a free afternoon in the middle of the week? I actually think that's a pretty cool question. I think that'll give everybody a look into my life and everybody else's life. Richard Kuyigan in the chat says, let's hear some riffs. Dude, I would love to plug in right now if I could, but I've not set it up for that. But I did do a music stream recently, though, and it was actually a lot of fun, so... I'm assuming maybe, are you a guitar player, man? What kind of guitar do you got, brother? What's going on? Faden hanging out in the chat. What's going on, Carlos, man? All the homies hanging out in the chat tonight, man. Much love, homies. So, what would you do? What would you guys be doing on a free afternoon in the middle of the week? I think it's a pretty rad question, man. I think one of my favorite things to do when I was living in Virginia and I didn't have any friends up there. I was there for a couple of years. I think that my favorite thing to do was probably go out on a hot day, roll the windows down, music as loud as possible, and I'll just have fun driving around, man. I'd go to the mall, I'd buy a cheap t-shirt, and I would just find ways to have a good time, man. Just be loafing all over the goddamn place. Yeah, it was a good time, man. It was a good time. That's probably one of the best afternoons I could think of. It's just you and your time. Oh, this is interesting. Here's, I think this is a question that's gonna wake up the chat. What's an unpopular opinion that you have? Oof, that's a very interesting question. Yeah, give me 1 second, guys. Our guests are at the gate. Hello.
Hello, I am Andran Israel at the gate.
Oh, sure. Thank you. You can let him in. Damn, no response. You guys heard that? You guys heard that click? You guys heard that click, click, boom? Damn. That was a straight up rude. Carlos says masturbate. I forgot the question now. What was the question? I don't know how we got to masturbate.
An opinion that is not known.
Well, you know what? I will send a heart like to that. A heart reacts only to that one. What's going on, Yesenia, hanging out in the chat tonight? Here's the next question, folks. What's one of your favorite comfort foods? Ouch. I feel like a lot of people are going to be saying Taco Bell for this one. What's everybody's favorite comfort food? Feel free to drop that into the chat. I had a good time with that phone call, guys. This is what live TV is all about, folks. This is what I signed up for. This is why I don't get stressed out about this kind of stuff, because that's what being live is all about, folks. You can't write this kind of stuff. Comfort food, guys. Yeah, I don't know. Comfort food? Probably like that country fried steak that you have at like Denny's or IHOP, you know, at like 4 or 5 in the morning after drinking way too much. That's probably the best kind of comfort food I could think of. Yesenia in the chat says, does ice cream count? Yeah, ice cream counts. That's definitely food. Ice cream is good comfort food. Richard Kuyigan in the chat says, what is it? Pancit? How do you say that? Oh, Filipino noodles. Oof, that sounds really good. I don't think I've ever, you know what's, I don't think I've ever actually had any Filipino food, man. What's one of the most popular Filipino dishes? I need to try some. And I know a lot of Filipinos, man. Where I used to work, it was like 90% Filipino, the staff. I'm not even kidding. It was cool and super nice folks. Ooh, Carlos in the chat says pizza. Yeah, pizza's good, man. Pizza's one of those things where if I say the word, I'll start thinking about it and I'll get hungry for it. So yeah, pizza's one of those things for me. That is a weakness. What's everybody's favorite pizza topping? Side question, sub question. Now we're doing questions within questions. What's going on, Monica? Hanging out in the chat tonight. Monica is a teacher and cheers to her for the amount of patience she must have, because she tells me some of her stories, and good lord, that's done. Claudia in the chat, the lovely Claudia in the chat says pineapple. Pineapple is good. Claudia actually put me on to pineapple and beef on pizza. So, sorry for all the vegan homies in the chat, but yeah, pineapples and beef was a good combo. I was not expecting it. Oh, here's a question. What was your best birthday? That's a cool question. I like that one. Best birthday. Honestly, I mean, I've had a lot of nice ones, but I think one of my most memorable and favorite ones was probably at the Bend, probably hanging out with a lot of the people in the chat right now. That was a really good time, and I think I would only say that because it was the local bar. It was not even planned. I just kind of told everybody, "Hey, I'll be there. I'll see you there if I see you there," and I saw people there. It was a good time. I barely paid for any alcohol. It was amazing. It was just a really, really great day. I had good food. I couldn't complain about anything that day. It was a beautiful, beautiful time. Favorite birthdays in the chat. Feel free to drop that. And Yesenia in the chat says bacon as your favorite topping. I can't eat bacon. Or rather, I don't eat. I could, but I don't. I don't eat bacon. Monica in the chat says, hey, Zarzies. What's going on, Monica? How's it going, man? Monica is the proud owner of a new apartment. So cheers to that. That's got to be a cool feeling. So congratulations, everybody. Drop that and heart reacts only, I guess. What's your favorite? This is a goofy question. What's your favorite piece of clothing that you own? I don't think I've ever been asked that question in my entire life. That's very interesting. I like that. Favorite piece of clothing? I don't know. My brother gave me this windbreaker that I happen to like a lot. Only because it was a gift from him, and me and him don't hang out much. So that was nice. And on top of that, it's a very nice windbreaker. It's a nice little North Face windbreaker that is overpriced normally, but I didn't pay for it. So what do I care? It was a gift. Favorite gift, guys. Favorite piece of clothing. Anyway, guys. What's everybody in the chat? Oh, Claudia in the chat says that one specific bra. Many women would agree. I bet you guys spend a fortune on that stuff, man. I can't even imagine what you guys must have to deal with buying, decorative underwear, or just at least something comfortable. I mean, even just that is probably difficult, right? Just comfort, I imagine. We don't have to worry about that kind of stuff, right? We just get the 30 for $5 pack, right? And just throw that on. This is an interesting question. What's your favorite book? And I think I'm probably the... Oh, Monica. Monica says my 21st birthday. Cough, cough. Yeah, Monica actually hooked me up that time, man. Monica actually got me a ticket to Miami. So, cheers to her. That was a really cool gift. So, it was my 21st birthday. I could legally buy alcohol. And I did. And it was a good time. It was a good time. So, thank you, Monica, for that birthday. That was a great day. Yes. Favorite book? I think I'm like the worst person to ask that question because I don't read that much, man. I read a lot of articles and a lot of things like that, like we all do. But as far as like narratives and stuff like that, not so much. Anybody have a favorite book? Is it cheesy if I say Harry Potter or some shit like that? Because I realize it was fun. The story continued many years beyond that. I just don't read that much, man. I'd rather take my media in many other ways. I like movies. I like video games. I like a lot of other forms of storytelling. Nothing wrong with reading though. Reading gives you a really good vocabulary. So anytime I know anybody that talks very well, I'm like, you got to be reading a lot. I bet. And it's interesting. Does everybody have like their inside reading voice? Like, do you guys? Is it your voice in your head or is it the voice of somebody else? That's not a question. That's me asking you guys a question. When you guys read silently, is it your voice or somebody else's? I'd like to know that. For me, I don't know. Sometimes it's my voice. If the character I'm reading annoys me, maybe it'll be my own voice. I annoy myself though, so I guess maybe I fall into that same category. But yeah, I don't know. That's a very interesting question. Claudia in the chat says Paulo Coelho's books. Coelho. Yeah, okay, I did say it right. Definitely the voice of the characters. That's interesting. And I think that's why books were such a cool way to tell stories, back in the day until the radio came along and then the television came along and all visual forms of storytelling came into play. Faden in the chat says, no, I turned to Richard Dreyfuss. What has he written? If you could recommend a book or a couple of books, feel free to do that. Our guests have arrived. Give me 1 second, folks, while the lovely Claudia brings our lovely guest to the studio. This is fun. See, this is the coolest part about live TV, folks. This is a good time. This is what Shut Up, Let's Talk is all about. What's going on, my man?
I'm here.
What's happening, my brother? Grab a seat, my brother.
I'm here.
What's happening, my man? Good to see you.
I plan on coming in here and like sabotaging the whole place, like Birdman.
It should have been like the Ninja Turtles, like the Foot Clan, like just been a smoke pellet and you just dropped out of the ceiling.
That's exactly what's gonna happen.
What's going on, Louie?
I'm missing somebody right now. He's finding parking because he was in a whole rush to try to get me.
Oh man.
So yeah.
Appreciate you, man. What's going on, brother?
There you go.
Everybody get comfortable. What's going on, my man? Good to see you, yo. A pleasure, my man. Welcome. Feel free. Come grab a seat. Live TV, folks. Live. Faden in the chat says Pimp Nasty.
I retired Pimp Nasty. I hung up the coat. It's for sale now.
You retired Pimp Nasty?
$400.
Who's Pimp Nasty?
Well, Pimp Nasty was a motherfucker who used to slap bitches. No.
That's the alter ego?
Yeah, that's the alter ego. Pimp Nasty was just someone who was just a motherfucker. All right.
It's a pleasure to have you on the podcast, my friend. Thanks for hanging out.
It's a pleasure for you having me here. We actually wanted to do.
Cheers, my friend.
Cheers.
Yes, man. Grab a seat, my man.
I wanted to do the intro. Shit.
What's up, folks? All good, my man. We've just been hanging out, asking questions. We've been hanging out with the chat. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. The lovely Claudia is manning the camera at the moment. What's going on, my man? How's it going, brother? How's the traffic out there, man? Shit was probably crazy.
With him trying to run red lights.
Nah, man, it's a mission, dude.
It wasn't that bad, but yeah, we raced.
I live in a complex where they always send you to the wrong gate. Oh, now my cat is gonna do this whole thing.
It's not even that. My GPS is a piece of shit.
Good,
and
man.
it was still sending me to go all the way back around, even though I was in front of Century Village, which made no fucking sense.
It's like a whole nother world out here.
Yeah, no, my whole complex is like another planet, man. I'm telling you, it's just a planet full of old people. But what's going on with you tonight, my man? What's going on, man? Who are you, brother? Tell us.
Man, I am.
Who are you and what do
Louie
you
Cunillera
do?
With
So that's how you say the last name. Earlier, I was trying to say it, and I didn't say it.
Everybody says Cunillera. And they can't say my last name. It's been happening since I was like in kindergarten, and I've had to slap some of my teachers because they can't say Cunillera. It's not that hard. The double L makes a Y sound if you're Hispanic.
There's some morphing going on in white American minds.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
just so you know, I opened the door and I was like, shit, am I in the right house?
Yeah, he opened the door. My
like,
mom's hanging out there.
Almost closed it back. Like,
yeah. These are just
like,
some Indian people
I'm
cooking
like,
spicy food. Thanks, man. I'm glad you guys like it, man. We'll definitely eat after the show, man. But so what are we talking about tonight, my man? So we were talking about.
Well, I mean, to be honest, it's gonna go pretty deep because if you could see on my Facebook feed, sometimes it goes deep, but at the same time, there's ways that I cope with things as me joking around with it.
Louie's like a TV channel on Facebook, man. I'm telling you, it's like a text video, a TV channel.
It's a text TV channel.
You get episodes of everything, man. You get drama, comedy. You got dramedies.
That's because I like to talk shit, and then I like to make people feel stupid.
Christ. Sorry, look. Can you grab a look?
Oh, your cat just wanted.
Oh, give me.
Pet.
Yeah, my cat is just going nuts.
I got no problem with your cat. Your cat's the shit.
Cat's wild.
Yeah, he's crazy. Yeah. Move the mic.
Wow.
Sorry, guys. We're figuring out something at the moment.
A little bit more.
Oh, a little forward. Oh, I'm sorry. I might have been a little fucking loud.
No.
That I'm already loud.
No, you can't hear your voice.
Richard in the chat says, "Look at this guy."
Oh, that's my.
Faden in the chat says, "Sir Sip."
Hey, what up?
Hey, man.
Thank you.
I had to bring my dog. I had to bring my dog in, sir. Shit.
Yeah, man. I was checking out your Instagram the other day, brother.
Hey, man, thank you, dog.
I was in there, bro.
I'm on my shit, dog. That's all I can say, man. Check out my SoundCloud.
Hey, look, I brought him in.
SoundCloud.com. Count Swag. Triple G.
There you go.
Count Swagula. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Christ.
I brought him in because he's not like another plateau, and he's fucking crazy. So,
man.
So
the more the merrier, man. Shut up. Let's talk about hanging out.
He makes no sense to me. At the same time, he makes sense to me. So that's why I like to talk shit with him. So,
it's a good time,
One of my favorite people in the world.
Love you too, dog.
So, folks, today we're talking about I know we're talking about mental health today. It's a pretty heavy topic, you know, and I know it's gonna. This is a very interesting episode because I know we're gonna be laughing through a lot of it, but we're also talking about something fairly serious at the same time. But I want to ask you, man. So, when did you mental health, man? How do you feel right now? Let's start there.
So
Where are you at
right now? The way I'm coping with everything is to be honest, I feel like there is a lot of friends that aren't there for me, and the friends that are there for me. And the thing is, like, the friends that are there for me, they're really far away. For example, Juan, he's a friend of mine. He lives in fucking Hawaii, and he reaches out to me. All right, which thank God, because like if it wasn't for him, he wouldn't like keep me in check. But the problem is that I have all these friends, right? That they reach out to me on Facebook or whatever, and they're supposed to be my best friend, yet I have not yet to be embraced, to be held, to be, hey man, let's go, let me sit down. The only person who's probably done that for me is Edward. He comes over, it's a friend of mine. He comes over my house to see how I'm doing, just to fucking play video games and shit like that after I get out of work and do whatever shit that I'm doing, which it kind of sucks. At the same time, I'm coping it with the way of I'm like, playing Yu-Gi-Oh! As I play card games, I play video games, I get to talk to people, I get to talk to Roger, and we all talk shit, we make fun of each other, so that's why we make fun of my mental illness in a way, so it's kind of funny. All right, like that's why there was a meme about that I'm gonna go to school, whatever, and then there's me holding a handful of pills. And have you ever seen that?
I haven't seen that.
If you look that up, it's pretty fucking funny because it looks like it has millions and millions of views on WorldStar, but it was just cropped out to me.
That's amazing.
It's fucking hilarious. But yeah,
we got Vin Diesel outside yours.
That's my cousin.
VIN number.
Just so you know that I do fucking have hair. All right, you motherfuckers. A lot of people say I don't have hair. All right,
people thought you were bald.
I'm just balding. I cut my hair short. I just have white hair. That's why I cut my hair really short. All right. People want to say that I'm bald. All my friends, they joke about that. All right, and that's why you wear hats.
Is that? Oh, really? I mean, I thought you just like hats, man.
Yeah, I do like hats.
That's some presumptuous.
Shout out to Sherm.
Some presumptuous homies out there.
Shout out to Sherm. This is his hat.
Oh yeah, Sherm that was on the show 2 weeks ago.
Trust me, I wear all his hats. I have the 93 hats. Actually, all my 93 hats have been taken at the club.
That's hilarious, man. I don't know if you guys realize this right now, but behind the scenes right now, there's like lion taming going on. Like my cat is just going insane, and my whole family is behind the camera trying to calm the cat down. My cat is insane. The cat was trying to take
off my pants real quick.
I'm sorry, folks. So you know what? As far as mental health goes, man. So I mean, when did you notice things change for you? Like when did you go from happy and content to just I don't want to say not, but you know what I mean.
It's a very simple thing. I hurt my family at a very young age. Yeah. I overdosed at 15. Oh, right? Wow. Very young. All right. So I should have been dead then, right? And I happened to survive. And the thing is, like, I kept on following that same path of using drugs and stuff like that, and the Albert Einstein theory of insanity, follow the same path but expecting a different outcome. All right. I've been doing that a lot, and I've been doing that since I was about 24 years old and 25. I've been trying to stop that, but it took a toll on me with having girlfriends and stuff like that. And the thing is that I'm the type of person that I believe in that I don't fall in love, I stand up in it. I believe in 60-40, not a 50-50 relationship. That doesn't make sense, because I believe in that you should be able to give your all and receive less, expect less, right? Vice versa.
It's a more realistic ratio. I agree.
It really is.
I see what you mean. I never thought of it like that.
With all these things, that me using drugs and having bad relationships and stuff like that, it just started escalating to more stuff and more as I started getting older, and then I started working, and then I started providing for my family, and then I started dealing with the lawsuit, and then now my recent ex-girlfriend, which I'm friends with her now, even though what happened. All right, but as most people know, that I try to commit suicide. All right, and actually I shouldn't be here right now, as my doctor told me that I popped enough pills to make a fucking palm tree limp. Actually, I think it's funny that you told me that. I popped enough pills to make a fucking palm tree limp. All right, that's what fucking doctor.
Your doctor's like got a mixtape coming out soon or some shit. Like,
Exactly.
Wow.
I'm about to take that from him and start rapping about it.
God damn. Okay.
But yeah, I took like 10 Percocets and like 30 trimazepams and a couple of Xanax, and I drank like a half a fifth of vodka.
Wow, dude.
And I went through a heart attack. I threw up. I was drowning my own vomit, and I woke up to additional heart attack, and I Ubered myself to the hospital.
What? God
because the ambulance wasn't gonna make it. All right, because I was like an hour away from death and like 30 minutes away from being brain dead.
Wow,
Like
man.
that. So yeah, it's crazy. But I mean I kind of digress. But the thing is that all this stuff, there were just been so much things that have been going on in my life. My best friend is in prison, you know.
That's hard, man.
I have this guilt that I barely talk to him, even though I tried to reach out to him, even though, you know, like JPay, like, you know what JPay is, do you?
I don't.
Well, JPay is your way of cell phone communication in prison. Right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, instead of writing letters, they have a cell phone communication. That's what it is. All right, so you no longer have to go the old school way and write a fucking letter.
Yeah,
Or
send
type
a
it out,
pigeon out there, yeah.
Fucking typewriter and shit like
Oh,
that.
man.
You know what I'm saying?
Send fucking Hedwig.
Yeah, exactly. So after all of this, like, it's pretty funny though, because after I survived, right? Everybody's asking me why the fuck I did it, like, you know. But this is before I even got out, because I had to be Baker Act for 6 days. All right, the people are asking me, the doctors are asking me why did I do it, and I don't fucking know. I'm crazy. What type of question is that? You're trying to find out like what the truth is. I don't know myself. I'm trying to figure it out right now. I just woke up like with bullet
Right.
tubes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It makes no fucking sense to me. Okay, and so I got out of physical care, and they finally put me into the psych ward. Oh my God, the story that I have for you. As soon as I walk in to my room, you know, they give you your little clothes and stuff like that, your shampoo, your conditioning and stuff like that, and you have to go into a room with another person. I open that door, and there's this kid that's about like 18 years old, butt ass booty naked, just jerking his fucking dick. All right, he's jerking his dick, and I just open that door like, you motherfucker. I called the fucking whatever the medic there, whatever they're called. They're not even COs, whatever the fuck you want to call them. And they had to grab him and like take him out. It's crazy because all these people are on fucking lithium. So I call them chrome eyes, because these people their eyes literally look like chrome. They're just
bugged out
and walking back and forth. And the thing is, like, you ever seen the movie? Is it Invitation with the Invited, something like that? With these two kids go to see their grandparents. And so it's just a movie about these two kids that go to see their grandparents, but their grandparents are senile. Okay. Except they aren't their grandparents. They had killed their grandparents, and they're just living in that house.
Oh.
And yeah, it's a really fucked up movie. And the thing is, when you're in Baker Act, that's how it fucking is. Those people walk around senile and shit, forgetting that they're in Baker Act. Excuse me?
The Visit.
The Visit. There we go. Yes.
The lovely Claudia in the live studio audience says the name of the movie is The Visit, for anybody that wants to check that out. Which I might have to check that out. That seems heavy.
Go watch The Visit, because that is the creme de la creme of how being Baker Act is. You watch people like that.
I think you got to get to know your grandparents too. You feel me?
You see why he's on another plateau.
Angela in the chat says, "Yep. What's going on, Angelo? Hanging out in the chat tonight. What's going on, Stuart Hernandez? Hanging out. Hope everybody's having a good night so far. Yeah, man. All right, so where are we at? So you're at this. You're at the hospital, right?
Baker Act.
You're at your Baker Act at the moment.
Baker Act. It's pretty funny. What's pretty cool is that there's a few badass bitches, and they're normal. They're just like me, who had to happen to have like a bad relationship to try to kill themselves or whatever. So I'm getting in trouble going into their rooms now, and it's not like it's like one or two of them. You know what I'm saying? So like
those are the stories you don't hear about.
Exactly. All right.
Interesting.
It's pretty funny though, but like
so.
But it's pretty
so what
cool.
was it like getting out of there, and what was the post experience?
So hold on. when I was in there,
Right.
my mother visited me every day, which I thought that was absolutely surreal. You know, you really know who's there for you.
Yeah.
All right. I had friends, a specific friend, Michelle and Jonathan, who, because my mother didn't know I was Bakerak, all right, and they had knocked on my mother's door, and said, "Where's Louie?
Oh.
Where am I?" Because remember, I Ubered myself to the hospital.
Oh, true. So they didn't even
had
catch
no
up with
idea
you.
where I was. They had no idea that I was in the midst of dying, right? So those people were kept on calling me, but I just told them that only family can visit because I felt kind of strange having friends, even though they wanted to. I felt kind of strange. I didn't want them to see me like that, you know.
Right.
But you know, my sister visited me once, and every day my mom would visit me, which I thought was absolutely beautiful, which it should be.
That's big,
Right.
yeah.
But once I got out, all right, it became one of those things where it's like you learn a certain type of knowledge. All right, like I spoke about it since I'm very vocal on Facebook. I spoke about it about all types of knowledge where you have street intelligence, you have book intelligence. There's also emotional intelligence, which people don't realize. All right. Emotional intelligence is a real thing. When you're being emotional with somebody, emotional with yourself, emotional with anybody, period. All right, that's how you learn self-awareness.
Yeah.
All right, because you're being emotional, you're being vulnerable, and not just to people, because you're not looking for pity.
No.
All right, you're just being emotional towards yourself. You know, you're learning your own self-being. So on that aspect, you're being emotional towards somebody else, so it's like learning empathy all over again.
Well, it's really like breaking bread.
Pretty much.
You know, just emotionally, like you're sharing this food. You know, this.
Absolutely.
You know, yeah.
Absolutely. It's like sharing the bread.
Yeah.
It's like sharing. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's why those type of relationships are really important, man. A lot of people miss out on those kind of things these days, man. And it's tough because when you spend, I mean, and I don't want to be grandpa and start blaming everything on the online world, but, you know, it's tough, man. Like now we could just hit up somebody with a message and say hello, whereas before, like you really had to knock on that person's door and drive 15 minutes out of your way.
Man,
Which kind of, which is, you know, I don't want to compare today to yesterday because there's no point in that because we are in today, you know. But at the same time,
but
you know, we're in a tough generation where we're in the transition, so we're still learning that.
But there's still a reminiscence.
Yeah,
we're still stuck, especially with our age. If you're around 21 to 28, or even 30, you're still stuck around that reminiscent age where you're just reminiscing on the past.
Yeah.
Right? Look, there's a page that just started on our Facebook of Lawton Child's Middle School. All right, and someone started, which is the school that I went to for 0407, and all my friends had went there, even him, right? You had seen it, all right? You went there, all right?
Yes.
So the thing is that they started showing pictures of our 8th grade year and stuff like that, and we're all making jokes, and you know, it's a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying?
Nice,
because
man.
It's reminiscence.
Absolutely.
Right? So like, we're stuck in this future thing, but there's always that reminiscent. You know,
I'm a really nostalgic
guy. You can
guy.
always go look back. You can always look back. You can always look back, no matter what. And the thing is, it's good looking back because when you look back at your old stuff. You look back at the things that you've done. You look back at your mistakes, and you correct your mistakes. That's how you get out of that path, as I said, as I'm foreshadowing, of follow the same path, expecting a different outcome, right? So that's how it is.
Can I say something on that fact that
on
Charles thing? I saw that message that you got one time, and they said, "Man, what teachers you like the most?" What teachers you like, dude?
Oh no! Start talking about teacher crushes, half for teacher.
No. I go, Mr. Queer, my favorite teacher, because he was fucking Miss Leeson. That's a real ass nigga, some shit like that. And Miss Leeson was bad as fuck.
And you asked somebody to tag her, right?
I was like, yo, tag Miss Leeson.
And they didn't tag her. You want to know why they didn't tag her? They only showed a picture because you know what? He was gonna try to snatch. He was trying to get that.
I would have messaged her. Okay?
Some Lawton Child spice for all you guys if you guys ever went there. So interesting, man. So where are we at now with this? So you got out of there, and then where you? I guess what am I trying to figure out here is that I'm trying to see, like, are you happy today? Not today necessarily, but like, are you happy with where you are in life right now?
Yeah, because people don't realize, people think I'm still on drugs and stuff like that. and I've had an entire awakening. Which, yes, I am still on drugs, but in my perspective, I'm weaning off. I'm sober because my doctor had prescribed me Xanax because of all this anxiety that has given to me. Think about it. I was working 2 jobs. All right, I was going to medical school, and I had a cheating girlfriend. All of that, plus a father who has cancer, all right? And there's so many variables going through a lawsuit, everything. That's why I attempted to kill myself, right? So my anxiety was so high, so he gave me Xanax. But he started cutting my dosage, all right, every time I see him. So now I'm not on 2 milligrams. I'm not on 1 milligram. I'm not on 0.5 milligrams. I dropped down to Klonopin. I'm not on 2 milligram. I'm not on 1 milligram. I'm on 0.5 milligram. All right. So now I don't even feel I don't feel the high. It just kind of kills my anxiety. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
All right.
Well, that's good, man. Because I mean, you know, a lot of people expect people to just go cold turkey, but that's you just can't. That doesn't work that way. You know?
I've gone cold turkey and
it's gotta be
seizures.
Exactly. You know, it's not that easy. You know what I mean? So that's
you start
the way,
crying
man.
for no reason. It's like having your period mixed with being pregnant, mixed with going through drug withdrawals. It doesn't even make sense to go cold turkey. Don't do it. Just find help. That's fine.
Yeah.
The thing is that it's true with what people say. You people can't help you. You have to find help yourself. So this is another thing that I want to get through to people's head, that they think they know what's best for you. Your interpretation of my health isn't my interpretation. All right? Just because you think you know what's best for me doesn't mean you know what's best for me. So people need to stop telling me to stop writing on Facebook, or stop telling your life on Facebook, or if you write their things on Facebook, you're hated for it.
That's a little unfair.
Nonsense.
That's your diary, though.
Exactly. Yeah. It's absolute nonsense. First of all, I talked to my therapist. I talked to a group. All right, I'm on group therapy and regular therapy. All right, yeah. And they read my stuff. They find it hilarious, and they say that it is the perfect way to cope. Why? Because I make jokes.
And you make exactly, man. And
I
you're
make
making
jokes,
light of
and
it.
I make jokes about my own well-being. You know what I'm saying?
Because it's better. Because you're trying to be passive about it, man. And that's good.
Absolutely.
I make jokes about his well-being.
That's what I love. My friend like Robert, Roger, Carlos. All these people, they make jokes about my own well-being. Like, they'll be like, yo, stop stealing Xanax out your grandma's fucking medical cabinet. I'll be like, they my Xanax, you bitch.
Like, they probably are.
Nah, man, but I think that's the best way to roll with it, though, man.
Of course.
There is no
better way to roll with it.
No, man, but you know what it is? It's funny because if you think about previous generations, right? Like, you think about stand-up comedians, for example. And I've seen interviews with stand-up comedians, and they talk about mental health today. And they talk about, and it's very interesting to me that because older generations, they're not so, hip with the mental health topic almost, you know what I mean? They're very much just like just get out of the house and you'll figure it out.
Well, it's because there is a stigmatism about it. People are afraid.
Right. People
are absolutely afraid to talk about it. That's why when I talk about it and I speak about myself, who is somebody to tell me that I can't talk about myself? I'm not talking. I mean, sometimes I do talk for others because they understand me. I have a friend, I don't want to name him just because he probably doesn't want to be named, but we talk personally, and he has the same exact problems that I have. All right, and the thing is that, like, people don't want to hear it. People feel like you're bitching. No, that's not what it is. That's not what the fuck it is at all.
But I think a lot of people don't realize that they're the ones that involve themselves in situations. You know, a lot of the time, like, whoever's complaining about your posts, it's kind of like they don't have to see them. Like they like there's so many options out there that, like, I understand being upset at things and disagreeing with things, but I don't know, if somebody's telling you to stop communicating, that's kind of I can't agree with that, because to me it's like, damn, dude, like, I think communication is, next to individuality, communication is one of the best things we have, man.
That's why the whole communication is a goal. That's why they say that making, silence is golden, then making noise is platinum.
Yeah, why not? Yeah. Because if you want to get a message across, that's
I just
the way.
Made that up right now.
I like it, man. We have a session after this, but yeah, no, dude. But to be quite honest, man, I like it, man. And you know, before today, I was watching a bunch of videos and stuff on mental health and trying to get a you know trying to get a perspective from people that have been there, you know, just a bunch of different people, you know, big like TED Talks type of things, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was trying to see like what are these people talking about? Because to me, I fall into my own emotional, you know, places, right?
Okay.
I think we're all artists in our own
Artists,
way, right?
yes.
And a lot of people, and
Depressive.
I hate putting
Yes,
titles on
depressive.
myself like that. Yeah, I don't like putting titles on myself, but at the same time, I think a lot of people say that with the creative types. I mean, emotions is kind of our job, is it not? Like, I mean, if you're trying to make music, or you're trying to write, or you're trying to get a message across, or even if you're trying to do comedy, you're trying to you work with emotion. Emotion is your clay.
Did you just wave your hand because you think I'm trying to do comedy, or do you just think I'm funny?
Well, a little bit of both. But well, you know, you know what? As an entertainer, man, I think you definitely have that, though, man.
Oh.
You look funny as fuck.
Man, motherfucker, you look funny. Look at your hair. Your hair goddamn cut. All right.
Let's not even get started on the mullet. But yeah,
Well, with the mullet, like, if I went to the fucking barbershop and I asked for the Alizar, and that's
oh, they'd be like, oh
that's
yeah,
what I'm getting.
But no, man, you know, yeah, man. Well, when I was looking at these interviews and stuff, like it was interesting the stuff that I was hearing from a lot of people. Like one interview I heard was about people that were too shy to come forward about it, you know, and he was saying that a lot of people come from cultures that tell you not to admit to those things.
That's
You
the
know.
problem.
Yeah,
That's the problem. That's why I say there's a whole entire stigmatism.
It's a conservative-
like my whole
conservative type
it's
people.
very, and it's funny because my family is conservative, and the same way I am on the internet, I'm like that with my friends, and I'm like that with my family.
yeah, who you are.
I play. It's just who I am, and I told my mom like I can no longer, because I lied so much during middle school, high school about so much stuff that I can no longer lie to myself. I can no longer lie to you.
You get tired of it, right?
You know what I'm saying? It's nonsense. Lying is stupid.
Yep.
So it turned into like, instead of lying and telling the truth, now it just processes as saying whatever the fuck I want in my head. So if I, like, even being disrespectful, like, I'll tell my grandma, shut your bitch ass up, and she'll laugh at it. And she'll laugh at it. She'll be like, you got a croqueta dick. Like, like, it just becomes a bunch of different things. Like, that's how I am with my family. And the thing is that they understand that. The only one who doesn't understand that is my fucking father, because he's a fucking asshole. But I still fuck with him. I still bother the shit out of him. I still bother the shit out of him. But like, I talk to my mother, and especially my mother. And the way I'm talking now is the way I talk to my fucking mother. I'll tell her like, yo, what the fuck wrong with my grandma? Like, why the fuck is she on me right now? Like, I'm not doing nothing. I'm paying my fucking bills in the house. All right, we wouldn't be living here if I wasn't paying my fucking bills. You know what I'm saying? Like that. And
But
she laughs at this shit. She's like, you know what? Just grandma's grandma. She's getting old. She's getting old. Like, you know.
But that's your therapy, though, right? Is basically is being yourself, man. A lot of people have such a hard time finding that person who is them.
But that's also what's scary, because Mitch Hedberg was himself, and he ended up.
Yeah.
You know.
It didn't work out well for Mitch Hedberg.
It didn't work out well. But the thing is that
Well, he
the
couldn't
thing is
control
that
himself,
it couldn't have worked out well for me. But I'm actually seeking help. That's the
thing,
cool
though. But
part about
that's what
it.
makes a difference, man.
So the thing is, I have a few friends that have told me that I'm a wasted talent.
Okay.
And I would have been a wasted talent if I would have died, because if you've seen my Facebook, I can draw. I can draw the shit out of anything I see.
Yeah,
And
I'm not familiar with Louie's art. I'm not kidding.
You can go on. You can go on my
That's
Facebook.
amazing.
You can go on my Facebook and you can see just the same way. Like, I'm good with
You were
numbers.
doing the anime stuff a while ago, right?
Yes.
That was a couple of years ago. That was from what I remember. I remember commenting on
Yeah.
Facebook a while ago.
Yeah.
I want to see some
I
new
was
stuff.
drawing anime.
Absolutely.
You can go on my Facebook and check it out.
They were really good.
So there's
I remember
things
the
like
Vegeta.
the Majin Vegeta, and the thing is, I did it in a close up where you see just his face.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can draw, and the thing is, I only draw with number 2 pencil. Those drawings require from point 1 all the way to number 2. So that's 0.1, 0.2, 0.6. They don't use 0.5.
Yeah, there's so many.
Yeah,
for anybody that doesn't know about pencils, there's a lot of different grades.
Yeah.
Some are soft lead, some are hard lead.
Yeah,
some are soft
and I
lead,
only
yeah.
I use one pencil. Okay,
Yeah.
that's it. So that's what makes it even harder.
And number 2 pencils are not all the same, guys.
They're fucking
Trust
thick,
me.
and some number 2 pencils suck.
Like
They
anything rose art is trash.
Yes, and I've done it with rose art, and it's pissed me off.
Anything rose art
I
is
have
trash.
an unfinished. You know who Sanji from One Piece is?
Nah.
Well,
I haven't seen One
Sanji
Piece.
from One Piece. I have an unfinished Sanji from One Piece because I was drawing him from with a rose art pencil, and it was pissing me the fuck off because I couldn't get the shades right. And the thing is, I shade with
Oh,
like
okay.
that. That's how I shade.
Oh, wow.
And then I'll erase and keep doing that. So it's
That's
like
cool.
I'm painting with a pencil,
Interesting, man.
which
I
is
like
that's my style, and
graphite artist.
pretty much. And I learned it from my uncle because he back in the day, I think this guy is amazing. He used to get the mouse. Do you remember? This is in the 90s. So there was
Paint?
Yeah, no, graphic art.
Oh.
So the thing is, and graphic art, everything was done by computer. So on Paint, pretty much. So he would go and use the mouse, and he would hold the mouse in his palm, and he would draw like
Whoa.
that, like crazy. And I'll look at it, and I'll be like, "What the fuck? It's perfect. How the fuck did you just do that?" What I'm drawing now today, he can do that in color with paint.
That's amazing.
And he never did anything with it, which it's sad.
It's tough. But you know what, though? That's
I mean,
art, man. Those are the
as-
people that are supposed to inspire you, though. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's fine. Like, I don't know, man. Think about how many heroes go unknown every single day. You know what I mean? And with art, I think we come across the same thing. Imagine how many, you go into like a smoky bar and you see this guy on the piano who's just killing it, and you're just like, how do you not have $1 million in the bank? But they're there to inspire you. So it's
First
tough.
of all, I've gone to Key West, and
Some musicians out there, bro.
I heard this guy playing Mad World, and
That's a great song.
It was
That's a great
it was
song.
amazing. So I go to a friend of mine, Jason. I go, teach me how to play Mad World, and he knows how to play piano, and he starts going boom 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 boom, and I'm like, all I did was watch it. All I did is watch it, and he goes, "All right, your turn." So I can literally go. I can do it right now. I know
Oh, you
the
picked
keys.
it up. Nice.
I know the keys. Like I literally just picked it up, and that's all just by ear.
Photographic memory and good ear.
Yeah, but
blend.
it's specific. Yeah, by ear and photographic. That's why I'm able to draw anything I see.
Yeah,
Right?
it's a
That's
tough
why.
thing, man.
Yeah,
That's hard. I mean, I used to do a lot of drawings back in the day, and
but as
It's-
I go back to what I was originally talking about, my dead talents.
oh
right,
yeah, okay.
Is because like I'm able to rap. I'm able to use my voice. Like I can't necessarily sing, but I can actually use my voice to like use a deeper
Melodically.
voice. Yeah, exactly. All right, I know how to.
Which is another way to say you can sing.
Hey,
There you
do
go.
that beatbox shit.
Oh no, I don't want to do that right now. I don't want to do that.
You got
right
it.
now.
When the time is right, we'll
Yeah.
get it. We'll get it.
He can do
Because
that, though. He
I
can
know how to beat and rap at the
sing
same
and
time.
do- I can't do that, bro.
That's hard.
I'm
Yeah,
like a
so-
one track
So
type guy.
there's a lot of things that I can do that people can't do. All right, and people don't recognize that talent at the same time. People are like, okay, yeah, that's cool, and dismiss me, So I do have that little like, I'm not gonna pursue music because I feel like people won't listen to it. But people tell me to do music and to continue your art because since I'm an artist, like if I did music, then I can make my own album covers.
I mean, I think if you were doing it for yourself, then definitely do it. If you're doing it for other people, then fuck them.
No, I'm
But-
not trying to do it for anybody else. It's just
Yeah.
that I'm sensitive. I mean, like I said, I'm emotional.
Yeah, no, I feel. So
I'm-
if people
I'm
don't rock
sensitive
with it,
about
you'll
my
feel
shit.
like
Yeah,
it's whack, right?
exactly,
I feel you.
exactly.
No, I know what you mean. I feel the same way, man. But you know what?
Yeah,
After a certain,
your Alizar tape was fucking nice, alright? That shit was tight.
no, man.
I don't give a fuck.
To me, man-
it needed some lyrics on it. I would have sang on that bitch.
I don't know, man.
I'm sorry. I have a lisp, all right? You fuck you. That's what happens when you get hit in the mouth when you live in the hood.
It's hard. I mean, I don't know, man. To me, like, I never. I think when it comes down to it, I make music for other people because I want other people to enjoy it. But I think I'm the kind of guy that even if other people don't like it, I would never release something that I don't personally like myself. So even if you don't like it, and nobody, even if I'm disappointed with people's reaction, I'll still always be okay with it because I'll never put something out that I don't.
That's the true hardest.
That I
thing,
never
though.
put my.
You want to just be
thing.
progressive.
Yeah,
Always. You
I just want to grow, and I heard this thing a long time ago that changed my whole life, man. And somebody said that there's a difference between people that there's a difference between people that are good and great, and the big difference is like people that are good are people that start something. Like guitar, for example, right? They start playing guitar. It's difficult, and they're like, I can't do this. They're like, I just can't. Like, I physically cannot. You know, my hands. Well, that's what I'm saying. Some people say they hurt. Some people say my hands are too little. Like, I can't stretch. Blah blah. Other people are like, you know what? This is not good enough, but it's all right. Tomorrow, let me try this shit again, and then the next day, let me try it again. And you'll always know that it's not good enough, and you should always realize it's never good enough. But you gotta know that it's good for today.
So I have the lazy aspect of it because so it's like I've learned a bunch of stuff because I've learned guitar, I've learned a piano, I've learned a few instruments and stuff like that, and to learn my vocals and stuff like that. I'm also like, yeah, I don't feel like playing no more. I'm just put this down. I can play this, and then I don't want to. but however, with piano, that's something that I still want to pursue and stuff like that. It just, it does require money and stuff like that. Having this type of equipment, you have great fucking equipment. I fucking can't afford.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. Thank you for that compliment, by the way. But you know what? I everything that I've got is at a very cheap price. I'm not gonna lie. This, and I'm gonna break it down for you guys. If you guys ever want to start your own podcast, guys, check this shit out. The camera that you're looking at, $15. This mic stand, $10. This microphone, $35. The interface that I plug into was $120 brand new, which normally, and that's like a good deal from a good product. Like normally, to get 4 channels, like 4 microphones, you'd have to pay about $300-400. So and this was a brand new product. Like when it came out, it was good timing. So. It's money, but nowhere near as much as people might think. I'm just the kind of person that's like, okay, I want to do this thing. How can I make it happen? And even if I got to spend just a little bit, I'll spend a little bit, but not a lot.
I'm also the type of person, as you can tell, like I'm wearing a Rolex. It's a woman's Rolex, but I'm wearing chains. Like I'm the type of person that wastes my money on nonsense and very expensive nonsense. So if I went and bought equipment, I'm gonna spend the most fucking money. That's understandable. That's the thing about me. But
you know what though, man? That's okay. Like if you are in a position to spend that kind of money and I'm just. Well, my thing is, let's say you sell the chains. For example, let's say you sell the chains and you got that cash. If you want the nice equipment, man, then that's what you're gonna get, and it's gonna sound good. At the end of the day, your content is what's gonna make and break you. And a lot of people. Trust me, man, the Neptunes, Pharrell and Chad, that everybody should know. If you guys don't,
I'll
get out from under the rock.
I'll read throwing hands.
The Neptunes guys, like they started off, they're amazing producers. They made a bunch of great songs. Anything mystical that you've ever heard is the Neptunes. The thing about them, they started on basic equipment, man. And then a lot of people asked them, like, what advice do you have?
They started on the boom clap.
Well, there you go. They said, do more with less, man. Yeah. And that the webcam that we're using, like I just typed in Logitech webcam. I didn't even type in a model name on the Craigslist, and somebody was just selling it. I bought it from somebody at a Walmart parking lot. You know what I mean? Like, but they didn't know what they were selling. I knew what I wanted though. So and that's the thing. It's just if you do a little research, like it's not hard to put a podcast together. It's just hard to make it entertaining.
You bought a Logitech from a man who stole it from someone's house. That's what happened.
Who knows? Who knows how they came across it?
That shit was stolen.
Who knows? But so you know what? Let's move on to the second portion of the. We started with part one. Part one was the
fact that
rough phase
that I'm crazy. All right, so I passed my craziness and stuff like that. I'm starting to better myself and everything. We passing that phase,
and then now I want to get into the therapy portion of it because I know you said you were doing some therapy, right?
Oh yeah, I go to therapy. It's like twice a month. I go.
My bad, folks. You know what? Sorry, not to interrupt you, my brother. Do you guys mind handling the microphones for like 2 minutes? I'm gonna do that thing during the middle of the show where I have to go pee really bad because
Do that.
I'm drinking lots of beer. So have fun with the mic for a couple of minutes, guys. I'll be right back. Episode 62 of Shut Up Let's Talk. Yeah, come grab a seat, my friend.
I would. I'll sing for you guys. Where are the questions at? Read some questions to me, and I'll sing.
Random questions?
Ooh.
Hey.
Yo, what up? Sit up, get up with us, kill us. You know, niggas across the like and bust the guts a
I
little.
think now's the time you gotta like.
No,
you gotta
not,
do the beatbox.
not really. If I want to do, hold on. Wait, I need to see some fucking questions. How am I supposed to just beatbox?
Does everyone want to see Louie beatbox or what? Hey.
I'm here to give you my table and chest dress. Life is full of
Are
feel
you
like
guys
an AIDS
lovers?
test.
Carlos is asking.
Oh, are we lovers? Oh yeah, of course we're lovers.
I love him, bro.
Lovers
I
and
love you too.
friends.
Shit.
Lovers and friends. Okay. Of course she's my lover. We touch each other every night, alright? Me and Adrian. Me and Adrian touch each other.
No, we don't.
Oh, we don't.
We really don't. Stop.
Okay, one thing you guys are not good at.
One things we're not good at. What are you not good at?
Peeing while standing up.
I'm pretty sure
That's-
Alistair's pretty good at it.
That's just straight up. Sometimes, especially when I'm drunk, I sit the fuck down. I don't care what anybody says because I don't give a fuck. When I'm
What's the best
You're so
thing
fucking
good at?
lazy.
the best thing I'm good at. Holy shit! I'm a great Yu-Gi-Oh player, but that's not the best thing.
Yeah. No, you are though.
I think
Really
I'm
good, though.
all right. So the thing is that I'm pretty good at math. Hence the fact that I won the lottery 9 times.
And how'd that go for
How
you?
did that feel?
Yeah,
Yeah.
How did I feel? What? That you know how I well actually the first 2 times was like shit. I'm smart. Like shit. I'm great. And then when October hit of 2017 and I won on the 3rd and the 5th, I was like I'm the greatest of all time.
What happened yesterday's?
What do you mean? Yesterday's?
You went 3 times.
So when I had my premonition, I looked back at those numbers and it was deja vu. Those numbers were the numbers that actually there were winning numbers from a week ago. There were
Talking about
winning
the
numbers
lottery?
from a fucking there were the numbers my premonition. I had a premonition of the winning numbers and they were from a fucking week ago. Which
That's
the thing
amazing.
is, the thing is that I didn't see those numbers. All right, I didn't see those fucking numbers, so that's kind of weird. But however, I would have failed because I would have done too much math and I would have just failed. So I said this to on Facebook. Some girl Ivana, a friend of mine, she asked me. She told me that I'm a wizard when it comes to math, and I think she was being sarcastic, playing around. All right. And I was like, all right, well, think of it this way. I've won pick 4, 36. I've won pick 4 9 times, which is
Crazy.
36 numbers. All right. 36 divided by 6 is 6. So I would have won the Mega Millions or Powerball 6 times. If
Because it's more
you
numbers.
if you do the math like that. if I really did try to do the. However, the thing is that.
Oh my god.
And when it comes to pick 4, that it's the statistics are 1 out of 3,400. When it comes to Mega Millions, it's 1 out of 3.4 billion 560, which is absolutely nonsense. I will literally have to sit there for like 3 weeks. When I sit there for the pick 4 for like 2 hours,
Facts.
Yeah,
it's nonsense. All right. So you think I'm gonna sit there for 3 weeks? No.
that's insane.
That's why I'm still writing that book. Also, that's another thing. I have 3 books.
Oh, you're writing a book.
Yeah, I've been writing a book
Tell
about
us
that.
about the book.
I have
The Louie Gucci book.
However, the thing is that like I said it the other day. You were having a podcast with Sherm, and
Yes.
and you asked me about the book before Sherm came in, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm having legal issues because there's some things I cannot say.
Mm.
Yeah, there's a lot of things I cannot
Shut up,
say.
let's talk is all about
It's-
saying fuck that.
yeah.
What happened?
There's
Who said you can't say these things?
my lawyer? I would be sued by the Florida state.
Oh.
I would be sued by Florida fucking lottery if I revealed how to win the lottery.
Damn it.
Yeah, that's the problem. So there's a lot of things that I need to hide, right? So that's why it's giving me such a problem writing this book. But there's also 2 more books that I'm writing, which is shout out Eric Faden. I don't want to say too much about the book, but since like I've been playing Yu-Gi-Oh since I was like 12 years old, and I consider myself a great player regardless of the tournaments I've been to. But the tournaments I do go to, I either top, and I do have a win.
It was amazing, the flyer I posted earlier. The homie JC was saying, that he was like, oh shit, I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh with him.
Yeah, exactly.
That was a cool experience.
I'm the greatest cheater of all time.
What is that cheating thing? So was it
stacking.
actual cheating, or was it just the fact that you were using a card that
It's
was OP?
fucking stacking. I'm stacking my opponent. Alright?
Okay.
There's something called vanillas, that monsters that don't do anything. All right, and you play like 6 of them.
Just Yu-Gi-Oh knowledge. Yu-Gi-Oh for anybody that doesn't.
And I'm putting. You draw 6 cards in your hand. At least you used to in the original rules. Now you draw 5 and you go first. But I would stack 6 cards that don't do anything in your first turn.
You said there was vanillas?
They're called vanillas.
Is there chocolates?
Normal monsters. Man, shut the fuck up.
Some strawberry Yu-Gi-Oh, some Cosmo. So Yu-Gi-Oh, how'd you get into that? Let's take a step back from the mental health topic really quick. Let's add some levity, and I want to ask you about Yu-Gi-Oh really quick, because we're gonna talk about Dragon Ball Z in a second. But with Yu-Gi-Oh though, I was watching the TV show. I think about a year ago. I was like, you know what? They put Yu-Gi-Oh on Netflix, and I was like, you know what? I need to dive back in really quick.
Fucking hilarious.
So much better than I remember, man. Like Yu-Gi-Oh was pretty alright as a kid. I was more into Pokemon.
You need to watch it in Japanese.
That's what my friend was telling me.
You need to watch it in
same friend I was
Japanese
watching it with.
because, for example, Exodia, instead of him being in the spellbinding circle, he was in a pentagram. For example, there's just things like that. All right, like Mai had big ass titties. Mai had big ass titties.
There was some editing that went on. I heard
there was a lot of fucking editing. You got to watch the Japanese. It was so much better.
Yeah.
However, the show is nonsense because that's not how the game is played.
I thought Yu-Gi-Oh was a really cool concept.
It's
Ancient Egyptian card game.
That's what it was, but it turned into archetype card game where, in a sense, where it'll be. It's hard to explain. Let's say winged monsters, winged beasts.
Yeah.
Say black. They're called Blackwing, right?
Right.
So now they revolve around that, right? Or something called gladiator beasts. They revolve around that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's not just like ancient beast anymore. They don't really follow that like anymore. Now they just come out with like new ideas. Just to keep the game going.
I think my favorite thing about Yu-Gi-Oh was the fact, and I guess we'll end on this. Well, not end, but the Yu-Gi-Oh topic. What I really liked about Yu-Gi-Oh was the fact that it was really ironic to me that they were playing a card game in the show. Because with Pokemon, they're like little animals and stuff, and then we have a card game based on it. But with Yu-Gi-Oh, it's like, no, these are cards, and you're going to have the same card. Like, you really, like, the thing you have in your hand is the thing that Yugi has in his hand, or Kaiba has in his hand. And I thought that was really cool, because, like, it's a card.
That's if you're fucking
They're playing
lucky.
a card game on both levels, which made you feel extra
That's
a
if you're
part of
fucking
it.
lucky.
What's your favorite structure deck?
Structure deck?
What is a structure deck? For anybody that wants to get into Yu-Gi-Oh, I've actually been wanting to make a video. I want to make a video soon, and I would love for you to be a guest on that video. How to play Yu-Gi-Oh and how to play Pokemon, the trading card game, because a lot of people collected the cards like me, but I never got into the actual gameplay. So I'd like a cool how-to of that.
So it's a format, and it's very complicated. Pokemon is.
So I never got into it.
It's a lot easier. Pokemon is. I would recommend that people play Pokemon if they don't want to be going what the fuck do I do? Because Yu-Gi-Oh is very fucking complicated. Yu-Gi-Oh is more like I make an entire field on my first turn, break my board, which that doesn't even make sense to you. But it's like I win.
Would you say bait your board?
No, break my board.
Break your board.
Yeah, I summon a bunch of fucking monsters.
This is Yu-Gi-Oh!
That negate your
homies.
cards, pretty much. I summon a bunch of monsters that negate your cards, that take cards out of your hand, a bunch of shit. There's a lot of things. It's just not even a point to even talk about because it's so complicated.
Yeah, it's one of those things. That's why when I looked at Yu-Gi-Oh, I was like, you know what? I'll watch the show. What's one thing that bothered me about the show about Yu-Gi-Oh a lot was the fact that when Yugi is tiny, he has this one voice, but then when he transforms into like the older Egyptian pharaoh,
Boss.
he is a boss. But the deep voice comes out, but nobody bats an eyelash. Everybody's like, oh, Joey's like, yeah, it's still Yugi, and then you have Yugi like
Yugi Moto.
Yeah.
And then Yugi's like, oh wait, I forgot how.
I hate
what's that?
Kaiba. I hate Kaiba.
I hate Kaiba. And then it's
the older one is like, you fucking
You got Pegasus. You got the
Yugi.
Pegasus guy.
I summon Dark Magician in attack mode. Like, yo, that shit,
Pegasus was crazy.
That shit got really deep.
Yugi was stacking too.
Yugi was stacked.
He cheated. Yeah, he would cheat. He would set a trap card and activate it the same turn, which you can't do.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I didn't know
that's
that.
illegal. He activated Mirror Force in the same turn. Look, if you go on and you go look up fucking him versus Weevil, and he literally goes, I end my turn with nothing on the board. All right, which is if you want to set a trap card, you have to set the trap card. You can't activate it on your turn. You activate it on your opponent's turn. His opponent goes and attacks for game. He goes Mirror Force, which destroys all attacking monsters. And I was like, what the fuck is this? Even when I was a kid, because I knew how to play.
Oh, I can never keep up. I was just like waiting for that. I was just waiting for that one moment where they were like, and then all of a sudden Yugi would just win at the end.
So that was the thing. People like the nostalgic feel of the show, and then people like the game. Period. It's
a cool game. Some of the stuff they got is great.
The game is not for kids. People think that it's a child's game. No, it's not. That it's thriving for people who maybe 18, but I would say 21 to 25. All the best players are literally 21
Listen,
to 25.
it's a fairly...
And they all happen to be gay. A lot of them happen to be gay. I'm dead serious. In the Yu-Gi-Oh community, there's a lot of gay players, and they're fucking great. I'm not trying to bash on them. They're just fucking good Yu-Gi-Oh players. I can name a lot of them. Fraser Smith, fucking Caesar the Princess Gonzalez. Like, I can name a lot of these people, and they're fucking great. Eric Faden.
Wow. Anyway, moving. Cool thing about Yu-Gi-Oh, man, I always love the designs, man. Some of the designs on some of the animals, and we'll close up the Yu-Gi-Oh topic soon, guys. I'm sorry, I wanted to talk about Yu-Gi-Oh because it's fun, man. It's something that I've always been fascinated by, but I've never really dug into because it just looks so complicated to me. But it's so much fun, man. When I watched that first season of the show, man, it really put me into that place, dude. Watching, I really enjoyed how each character on the TV show had like that certain deck of cards. Like Joey had his Red Eyes Black Dragon.
Yeah.
And they really tried to sell that thing for a little bit.
That's when it turned into archetypes. Like it turned into like specific monsters where you had to play around with those monsters, and then like the game. That's how it evolved. You know what I'm saying? And then like. It's still kind of like that.
You said Yu-Gi-Oh is more complicated, dude. Honestly, Pokemon looked more complicated to me. Pokemon had like
the energy fucking cards.
The energy cards. Then you had those little things that look like aquarium decorations that were like the little beads. You had the beads.
Pokemon is the stupidest game alive. It's literally
facts.
It's literally just my hand sucks, mulligan. My hand still sucks. I activate a card to draw 7 cards. Oh, okay, I'll have a better hand. That's what it does. The game.
I think I've always been bad at card games. Like I'm not good at Uno. I'm not good at any card game, dude.
I'll fucking play you at Uno right now.
Play Uno right now.
I'm really not good at. I'm not good at any card games. I think it's like the rules, man. I'm not trying to say I'm like a rebel or anything bullshit like that, but I'm just like I can't deal with your rules, man.
I had a friend who told me the other day that I'm not just good at math. I'm good at what the fuck did he say? It's the aspect of math. The fact that I know
statistics.
How to, the statistic of math, the statistic of knowing a card game and like stuff like that because that's
like pattern based.
Exactly.
Stuff?
Yeah, pattern. There you go. There you go. Pattern.
I told him he's autistic already.
Whoa! Let's not play around with the spectrum.
He's got this shit down.
But hey, man. In a way, that's a compliment.
Yeah.
So he's telling you you're hyper intelligent.
I'm not socially autistic.
No. Sometimes.
Hey man,
fuck you.
I walk for autism. All right. I designed the T-shirt for my high school. I did. That's crazy, man. So, All right, guys.
Oh wait,
Yu-Gi-Oh.
I kind of want to tell a story that
Yeah, absolutely.
that I was
The floor is open.
I was completely asked about the story that happened recently on someone who hacked my front camera. I put this on Facebook.
Someone hacked your front camera.
Yeah.
All right, please
So-
talk about that because that's like the one. Like Mark. Okay, listen. Mark Zuckerberg did an interview and we had his laptop in the background and he had his camera covered. He had his camera taped over. Mark Zuckerberg. Okay.
Yeah.
So when you tell me that your front camera got hacked into, that just kind of blows my mind. What happened and how did that happen?
All right.
What did you do?
So, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. I can't go to sleep. I gotta go to work at 7 o'clock. All right. So, what does a man do? They try to beat their dick. All right, just to get some.
In the
sleep.
midnight hour, the oil burns.
In the midnight hours, you beat your penis just to go to sleep. But so yeah, I'm watching a fucking porno to beat my fucking dick. All right, and I got the camera here, and I'm just, I'm just getting it in.
My cat just made an appearance on the show.
Hey,
Watch out, folks.
what up, young blood?
Oh my god,
That's good.
he didn't react well to you picking him up.
Wow.
Shit, he took
I'm
the
so
floor.
excited to turn that into a clip later.
Fall back. Holy shit.
Yeah, sorry,
Damn, I
my
guess-
cat is one of those guys that demands respect. He goes back. He's an ancestral
He
cat.
really wanted to hear my story about jerking off.
That was amazing. I'm sorry, guys.
Porn, go.
Cat drama.
So I'm watching a porno and I'm trying to beat my fucking dick. My front camera goes on. I get a message, and it's a woman who added me on Facebook, and then sends me a message saying I have a video of you. I'm like, what are you talking about? And she sends me like
Screenshot type of thing?
No, not a screenshot. What's it fucking called? A voice. I mean, a FaceTime, like a FaceTime on Messenger, whatever the fuck it's called.
Right.
And it's showing me beating my dick, and I laugh at it. All right. And she's like, "I'm gonna ruin your life if you don't do what if you don't do what I tell you to do."
What?
And I'm
Extortion.
like, I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? You got the wrong motherfucking person.
Right?
Because
Like, girl, put this shit on a billboard.
I don't give a shit.
What the extortionist?
She's like, I'm gonna send it to your mother, to everybody, and she puts everybody's name in my family. And first of all, that kind of got me a little mad. It got me a little set, right? Because
That's extra personal.
Exactly. It is. Then she put my address that I don't know how she knows where I fucking live, and she says that she's gonna hurt me. And I was like, no, you're not. Like, because you can do whatever the fuck you want to me, but like I'll fucking kill all of you. Like I've been in a knife fight, all right, with 3 people. If you think I'm not gonna go in a knife fight into a gunfight just to save my own family, I will. But she's asking for $5,500. If not, she's putting the video on YouTube, and she's sending it to my family, and she's sending it to my job, and she's sending it to everywhere. And I'm like, listen, bitch, I got $12 in my bank account.
Yeah, right? Good luck getting yourself.
You think I got $5,500 to fucking give you, you stupid hoe? Alright? Good luck. Alright? And she's like, you got to the count of 10. 1, 2. So I started counting for her. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Send the fucking thing. First of all, every majority of my Facebook friends have seen me naked when I'm drunk. Alright? First of all, they know this term, Sasquatch surprise.
Sasquatch surprise.
They know this. They know.
Sasquatch
They
surprise.
know this fucking term. All right. I got a hairy fucking wiener. It's that fucking simple. All right.
Hot dog in the barbershop.
Absolutely. All right. And it's no fucking secret because I don't give a shit. So who are you really gonna send it to? And I had to fucking make a police report, all right, because she tried to make it seem like I was jerking off to children, all right.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Said that.
Like
She said
yeah. Like that's what she tried to put, right?
Damn, man. So multiple levels of foul.
Yeah. There was multiple levels of things, and then I had to tell my boss about it. My boss just laughed. He was like, "Look, we just take it down. Like you'll be all right." First of all, the thing is that since I'm going through my mental illness, and if he fires me, and I'm susceptible to killing myself, my whole family would sue that company, and they would lose everything. So yeah, they couldn't do shit. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it was. But that literally just happened. Was it yesterday? The day before? It just happened a little. Yeah, it was 2 days ago.
So basically, the way to deal with extortionists is to tell them to go fuck themselves.
Literally.
Yes.
Because, I mean,
fuck you.
I think that's the problem. It's like a lot of extortionists try to, they try to get you on something that they think that you wouldn't want anybody to know. But until they come across somebody who's actually proud of who they are, I think that's the big problem. And I don't want to start relating this ironic topic to mental health, but it's a thing about being proud of who you are, man. And that's something about, like, I don't want to say that some people... Mental health is a tough topic, guys, because you know why? Everybody is so different. Every single human being is so different that everyone has something to disagree with. Everybody's like, yeah, but I'm not like that.
Well, that's the thing. I don't think it's a tough topic because it's.
I agree.
I think we
could all talk about it.
People make it into a tough topic.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem. That's my problem with it. Why the fuck can't I go to someone and be like, yo, I tried to kill myself. All right, I'm fine now. I take my pills for it.
Oh no!
And
no!
Oh shit! This person's
no.
crazy. Exactly. Thank you.
Ignorance.
All right. Why the fuck can't I do that? Why the fuck are people scared to hear that? Or why the fuck are people scared to hear about their own fucking breakdowns? You think these people are not having fucking panic attacks because they're going to fucking school? Hell yeah, they are. All right. There's so many women that I know that are fucking taking Ativan. All right. And they're keeping hush hush about it because they're going to school. Or they're taking fucking what's it called? Not Ritalin, Adderall. All right, to go to fucking school, right? That's still a mental fucking illness. Which they don't fucking recognize that.
An addiction on
right? Exactly, because it's an addiction.
It's a dependency.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing is, they try to keep that hush hush. There's no shame in it. There is no shame in that.
People got shame.
All right. And people are so caught up in their own shame that they don't want other people to know, and it kind of sucks, man. It really does kind of suck because, like, coming from my own psyche, people think that, like, oh, that they don't want to listen to me because that I play around a lot. And it does happen, like, oh, yeah, he's just joking.
But that's the Robin Williams effect, right?
I guess
everybody thought he was joking until it was too late, right? For Robin Williams, I'm saying. Man, you know, because a lot of people were like, I mean, he's so happy. Like, what do you mean he's depressed?
I can see it.
But, you know, a lot of people don't realize, like, a defense mechanism is a defense mechanism.
It really is.
You know, like, like a lot of people are like, how could that person lie to me? It's like, well, he was a good liar. Sorry.
There's another thing, recognizing your...
That's what he was good at.
Recognizing your defense mechanism.
Yeah.
That's another thing. I know what my defense mechanism.
And you're very self-aware. I think that's an important thing, dude.
I think I'm sufficiently self-aware.
Yeah, man. That's a big thing, dude.
Yeah.
That's huge.
And I think more people should be more self-aware about what they're doing.
It's hard.
All right.
It's hard.
I think
I got a friend.
It really is. It really is. But it doesn't matter. It's practice makes perfect. All right. Even if you can't perfect it, you can sit down and people cry in the shower. People cry in their bed. People overthink things. People, you know, they talk to themselves. People look for God. People do things. Why don't you go into your own psyche, all right, and ask yourself what your problem is?
I agree.
True.
All right.
Yeah, I agree, man.
Why can't you do that? I've sat down and I've contemplated. Okay, so why am I here today? Why did I just get Baker racked? Why did my girlfriend cheated on me? Why, you know what I'm saying? And maybe I don't have the answer, but I come up with the solution. You know?
Hell yeah.
I'll come up with my own solution of, okay, I don't have the answer now, so you know what? This is how I'm gonna fix this personal problem. You know? Which I think people should do. It's actually quite simple, actually.
Yeah. You know, but I think the self-awareness you have is really your gift, man, because, you know, for a lot of people, that's the hard part, man. You know, I would like to compare just at the moment, because I've dealt with kind of both. You know, I'm not so public about my stuff, but, You know, I dealt with a eating disorder at one point, and I also dealt with a mental thing. And in both ways, yeah, and in both ways, they're both the same thing. You know, when I had the eating disorder, a lot of people were telling me like, "Hey, are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, why?" And they're like, "You're losing a lot of weight." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "I fit into the pants that I want to fit into." And but it's just because you don't see it, man. You're just like, I'm just making progress. Like, what are you talking about? You know? And then a lot of people are like, you look kind of sick, and you're like, huh? Like, what are you talking about? I'm just losing weight. Maybe you're tripping, you know? And even I posted a picture once, and somebody wrote in, like, somebody commented like, yo, somebody give Alazar a burger. And I didn't even think about it in a way that they were like trying to tell me like I need to eat.
No.
I was like, oh, they're trying to make some like White Castle Harold and Kumar joke. Or I transformed it into something else. You're so unaware.
And that's your own psyche of
you're just
of
denial.
trying to block it out. Yeah.
It's your denial, man. That's what I'm saying. So it's like, you know, and exactly. So to me, a lot of people's mental health is just like that same eating disorder. Like, you're skinny and you look malnutritioned and you look hungry and you look weak, but you would never know.
Yeah.
You're thinking like, I'm chilling. What are you talking about? You know,
I've been malnutrition for all my life. I've been struggling with my weight. I was 120 pounds.
Wow.
Since I was 23 years old.
Wow.
I turned 24 and I decided to fix my diet, and I would boil 10 eggs. All right, and I would eat 2 eggs, and for each meal I would eat 2 eggs. So you do your math.
Yeah.
All right, so I started gaining weight. And today I am 150.
Nice.
All right, which considered overweight since with my size and everything. I'm supposed to be 145. All right, I gained a lot of weight, which I feel good about still.
That's really good.
It's like even though I look like a fucking coffee alien from Men in Black.
True. Facts.
Like I go to the fucking pool and I got a fucking stomach. I got a gut. I got a dad bod. All right, and it's fucking hairy as shit. Like, you can see it. Like, nobody else got to see it.
I heard that.
It's not gonna get a camera. Hey, but bitches love rubbing it. All right, they love rubbing the chest hair.
It's Build a Bear. It's Build a Bear.
There you go. There you go. So I can build a bear.
That's amazing, man. So give us a glimpse into the future, my man. So we're about an hour and a half into the show. Give us a glimpse into
Shit.
already, right?
Yeah, that's
Hard to believe, right?
Yeah.
Time flies. When podcasting, man. I'm telling you, it's like the Matrix, man.
It really
You
is,
get
huh?
plugged in, then by the time you get plugged out, you're like, wow, that happened. But nah, man. So give us a glimpse into the future, man. So where do you plan on going, man? Where
Kansas. I'm dealing with a lawsuit. We sued BSO for unlawful arrest, and so we're looking at $1 million plus. I'm moving with my mother, which I'm the one buying the house because a lot of that money is mine. I'm moving to Kansas, which is the houses are
good real estate.
Yeah, it's very, 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 very.
I got a friend living there. It's good real estate.
3-story.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3-story with a basement.
Sounds about right.
3-story with a basement. It costs like $95,000. I guess it's ridiculous. You
Like,
have,
for real,
4 fucking rooms and 2 kitchens. Like, it's nonsense. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you wish.
Sir Sip in the crib.
You sleep on the fucking like the dog's bed.
The doghouse.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Sure. I got you. But yeah. So that's my plan. I want to go to Kansas. Which it may not happen as soon as I want it to happen.
But that's your plan.
But that is absolutely my plan, and then I'll go back to school and I finish my oncology, which I have my associates, which people don't know. I have my fucking associates. Fuck you guys.
Nice,
Okay.
man.
All right. So I'm actually completely glad about that. All right.
Congrats, man.
I was working on my bachelor's, but I couldn't do that because I almost fucking killed myself.
Because the first 20 minutes of the podcast.
Yeah. All right. But yeah. I plan on going back to school and stuff like that.
Cool, man.
The thing is that I have to remain a 3.5 GPA. That's why I'm taking a little break and stuff like that, which they allowed me because of my mental illness.
Cool, man.
So yeah. So I'm allowed to take a break. But yeah, when I go over there, I want to go to school. I want to take care of my family, my mother, specifically because she's been through a lot of distress. I don't know how. All her distress has been pointed towards me.
I'm with you, man. When you love your mom, it happens, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
She loves you too.
So the thing is that like I've been trying to do everything for my mother. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you, man. I'm right there with you, bro.
And like at this point in time, she's trying to do everything for me as well. She works as well, like for me as well. Mm-hmm. Which my father doesn't do anything for me. He doesn't give a shit.
Cheers to
But
that, man.
she's a soldier going through everything,
Mm-hmm.
right? And granted, she makes a lot of money, and she's still this broke because of this lawsuit that we're going through. And so I kind of digress, but that's kind of my future, all right? And when everything finishes here, all right, Miami's no more. We go to Kansas, and I take care of my mother, and I take care of my stepfather, which I adore my stepfather. My stepfather works 3 jobs, does not go to sleep, all right? He fucking works his ass off, all right?
To try to make your mom happy, I assume, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And she's the one you care about, so yeah.
And I even told him, when we go up there, just retire, all right? Just go up there. Don't
You earned it, right?
Don't do anything. You earned it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Cheers for that, man.
And that's when I want to start. I want to take that basement, and I want to work on my craft.
Yeah,
I
bro.
want to work on my music.
Yeah.
I want to work on my drawing. I want to work on my everything that I can do. You know what I'm saying?
The studio, man.
Yeah.
The dream studio that we all dream of.
That's exactly what it is. I mean, even though I'm 25, I'm starting a little late.
Nah, you're not, man.
No, yeah, I'm starting a little late because at this point in age, it's the age of when you start off when you're 18. It is.
Okay, you know what? Maybe
is.
by today's standards, I agree with you.
Standards, yeah.
Today's standards, I agree with you. 1993
Today,
standards, man.
I'm
Live in your 20s, brother.
Louie, I think there's always time.
I'm considered, of course, yeah. There's always time.
I feel you just want to push yourself. I feel you.
Of course, yeah.
I feel you, man.
That's how I am. I like to punch myself to push myself.
You know what? That the push that makes you move is always the best push. So I'm with you on that one. I'm with you. You know, so it's good to have that ambition, but I guess maybe the supportive person in me just wants to tell you to don't be so hard on yourself, because I think you're doing good, man. It's tough, man.
Oh, I'm pretty hard.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you should be though, man. Everybody should be hard on themselves, but we should always have somebody else to tell them.
I'm even hard on myself at fucking work.
That's fine, man. That's good, man. It's hard, man. Some people are okay with putting their name on anything that goes out. Some people are like, nah, man. If I'm putting my name on this thing that's going out, wherever you're working, whatever you're doing, man. If you know that your hands touch that thing, whatever it is, you're a part of it. You want to have some pride in that. You want to make sure that whatever comes out is good. Like, I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but it's like if I make music, for example, I make a song and somebody else makes a song and I'm on it. I don't want that song to be trash because I'm on it. You know, I don't want it to be bad because you want to have some pride in what you do, right?
Of course.
Exactly, man. So to me, it's like, I completely agree with you. You're hard on yourself because you want quality not from anybody else but yourself, man. You set your own standard, I assume.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
If I didn't set my own standard, I wouldn't fucking be sitting here right now.
Exactly, man. So it's you're really just trying to impress yourself.
Yeah, of course.
Have a good time.
And I think that's a very healthy thing.
That's why. So kind of going back, foreshadowing.
Devin in the chat says this boy's still trying to leave us. Devin in the chat says.
You should read the comment that Carlos put earlier, that if you would have taken a lift, it would have been cheaper.
Oh, it's hilarious. Carlos in the chat earlier said if you would have taken a lift, it would have been cheaper.
Yo, I took Adrian. All right. So how is a lift cheaper if I took Adrian? He ain't charged me.
It was just a serious conversation back then, so I didn't.
Damn, like
About
that.
you not taking an Uber.
Is there any more beer? I'm sorry, love. Is there any more beer?
Lift.
Oh, join to the house.
No,
You motherfucker. You motherfucker. Hey, look. Carlos, I was in the middle of an overdose. All right. I couldn't think.
Uber.
I couldn't think. The first thing I saw on my phone, because I couldn't see, my organs were failing. All right. All right. The only thing I can see was I saw black, and then I pressed the black button, and I said, press, and my Uber came. All right.
That's wild.
Yo, when you're dying, it hurts, and you cannot see. And you cannot see. You really can't. You really can't.
How
You
many
just
times
can't
you
see.
almost died? Like 3, right?
Yeah, this is my third time.
Third time.
This is my third time that I actually
I
should
got
have.
like 2.
I should have did it.
I'm glad to have you with us, man.
Yeah, I said it the other day that I'm glad to be alive and stuff like that. Especially that I had when we had that whole Lion Childs thing where people were talking to us and stuff like that, and I was like, yo, I'm glad to be alive. Even my fucking middle school girlfriend wrote to me and stuff like that, which was I thought it was pretty cool. Like, you know, it was like.
Thank you. Absolutely, man.
Because deep down, we still care for each other as friends. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad she has an entire family. You know, she has 2 kids. She has a family. You know, I'm glad that we all grew. I'm glad, you know, like, I have friends that are still in the army and stuff like that. You know, they're getting out as soon as possible. I'm happy for everybody for what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? These people, they don't want to see me like this. You know what I'm saying? They don't. They really don't. They especially my best friends, but and these people, it just goes hand in hand. Nobody wants to see me like this.
Yeah,
they want to see me on my best behavior, right? They want to see
best
me
behavior or not. We just want to see you happy, man.
Yeah, well, I am happy. I am happy.
Happy and alive.
Yeah, I'm happy for being alive, right? Alright, and ain't no longer working 2 fucking jobs that was stressing me the fuck out.
That was stressful.
And I fucking I'm OJT now, so I'm a trainer. So like, yeah, it's fucking, it feels really good. This motherfucker wants to live stream while we live streaming.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
But yeah, it feels good that I'm a fucking trainer now, and I talk to my boss, and I, you know, like it just feels good that like you go somewhere when you're trying to fix yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
You really do things for yourself. It's not for anybody, and that's what people don't understand.
So the big walk away from today's episode, folks, is that even I think my you know my thing from it all is that even if you are in a dark place, right, find yourself some sort of support system. Because I think that's, you know, when I hear everything you say, you're lucky in the fact that you had a really good support system. You got friends that were there for you, your family's there for you.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a beautiful thing. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
But look,
it's hard for everybody though.
But look, that my support system didn't necessarily last. It was kind of short-ended, and then they would support, and then they wouldn't. So the thing is that your own psyche, you had to find your own support.
Your own strength.
You had to support yourself.
There you go.
All right, that's another thing that people need to learn. You had to learn to be vigilant. All right, aware.
Oh, thank you for bringing that up. Earlier, you mentioned something about it's an exercise, and I was saying that recently, and I know mental health is a very tough topic, folks. I know not everybody is the same, but this is wishful thinking. Okay. Wishful thinking, I'd like to think that happiness is kind of like a muscle, that you kind of have to exercise that happiness. You know,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Happiness is really like I don't think almost anybody,
It almost goes
unless
to
you're
motivation.
unless you're like that really rare 1% rich and privileged person. Most people, man, have to really work out. Like they really have to exercise that happiness. Like you have to work it out like a muscle. Like you have to find the thing that you enjoy in life. You have to find the people that you relate to the most. You have to find the place that you can find the people that you relate to.
But hold on. But do you have to relate to find that happiness? You don't have to. You don't. That's
Not at all.
that's what I like about it. You don't have to relate to that person. You can find a friendship. You can find a family without having to relate. You can find that's a little like trick to it. You know,
It's true. As long as the respect and the love is there,
where people understand.
Yeah. Yes.
There's an understanding.
Yes.
As long as there's an understanding and a respect, then that relation, you don't have to relate.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what? I think you brought up something really important. I think it's important not to get caught up in an echo chamber where people are just being the yes men telling you that everything is okay.
That's another thing.
I think people that finding people that tell you that this is not your best. You know, you're doing good, but let's try to go here. Not people that are going to bring you down, but people that are going to tell you that this could go better. It's tough because
Constructive criticism.
yeah, and that's the toughest job ever.
and
is giving that
guarantee
up.
you like that,
I've been trying to
you
get
know.
I've been trying to get sober since I was 22 years old, and I had my friends as yes men. And I had a lot of friends who disowned me to stop being my friends. However, I don't want to name names, but they were being yes men. They would text me, hey, I have 30 Xanax on deck. I'm selling them 3 a pop. Do you want them? Yeah, nigga. I want them right now, nigga. 3 a pop. People selling them at 5. Give them to me now. What the fuck?
Right.
And because that's coming from a friend. However, he's being a yes man.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to protect,
Part of the problem.
They're trying to protect their investment. And that's really part of the problem. They don't really give a fuck about you. At the same time, they claim to give a fuck about you.
You're part of the business.
Exactly. That's what fucking sucks. And that's why it's so hard to find out who your real friends are and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, the circle, that is the hard part, man. And that's honestly most, even myself, man. Like I said, I haven't talked about my own personal things too much because I don't fall into them too often, but once in a while I'll fall into this weird pit.
Hold on, I would like to hear them so I can be your therapist real quick.
Honestly, man.
Hey, look, I go to therapy, all right, and my therapist is a fucking genius.
Yeah.
I would kiss the shit out of her. She's bad as shit too. Anyways, but like she gives me good advice, and so does he, my other therapist. But they give me good advice, and I can give you good advice as well, because the same way you're eating disorder and stuff like that you're telling me, there's the things that I've gone through. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So like we can talk, like
Definitely.
like we can literally fucking talk.
Absolutely.
And instead of having a podcast, right, we can just go on the fucking phone and talk to each other on the phone. Like, I'm glad we had this podcast. I'm glad, because this is well overdue.
It's fun.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
we've been talking about this for a long time.
It really fucking is. But yeah, we can fucking talk. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, man. Honestly, my thing is just that I fall into weird pits where I try to do. I think it's that weird bitchy emotion where you do a lot for people and then you feel like people don't do enough for you. Which is fine. It's
getting
cool.
the short end of the stick.
It's the 60-40 we talked about earlier.
It's getting the short end of the stick.
Yeah, it's the 60-40, and that's why I related so hard to that.
You're doing, yeah, that was my analogy.
But it's true though, man. But it's tough when sometimes you feel like you're doing a 70-30 or an 80-20.
Yeah.
You know, and that's when you start taking things personally, and it's tough because it's sometimes like, I don't want to say I make a million sacrifices for people or I do anything like that. I'm not trying to make myself seem so important, but to me, I don't know. To me, I just want to make sure that everything I do, like, I think I'm just so critical on myself. Like, I try to communicate as much as I can. I want to help myself and help other people. You know, to me, some people music is a hobby. Some people music is notes.
Like,
to me, it's just like, to me, it's communication. I take it seriously. The podcast, I take it seriously. Emotions, like words, things. I don't know. Sometimes I think maybe I look at things too in depth. Maybe I add too much value to things that I shouldn't be adding value to.
Well, that's where we go hand in hand, because I feel the same way. I kind of like,
and that's why it hurts, right?
Yeah, it does.
You give a fuck.
It does, because I care so much about the emotional value, and that's where I was talking about how there's different types of intelligence, and there's emotional intelligence, and you just realize yourself. You said it. You have emotional intelligence. All right. That's the thing. You hurt yourself. You hurt yourself when you don't believe in yourself, and you don't, there's,
you invest too much on an emotional bet and you lose, right?
Absolutely.
And and I think that's the thing that hurts me, is when you invest so much, and what you get back is not what you invested. But it happens. But it happens with people.
Golden piece of shit.
But you know what? That goes right along with expectations. You have expectations. Get ready for them not to be met, because they rarely do. Man, what an episode, man! It's been a good one, man.
I'm actually glad we had this entire fucking talk, and we even skipped Dragon Ball Z. Like,
we did. Honestly, the main topic covered so much of it, man.
It really did.
There was no room for DBZ.
It really did. Yeah.
It was a good one, my man. I think we might finish up the episode pretty soon. I think we rolled in quite a bit on the hour. It's been a good one, my friend. Thank you so much, my friend Louie. Gucci Cunillera. For hanging out on the chat tonight, my friend. Thank you so much for coming through, my man. It was a pleasure, bro. And you know what?
For having me today. It felt very good.
And today was a special episode, my man, because whether 5 people watch or 500 people watch, to me, every word on this show matters, man. And I appreciate you sharing it with us, man, because it's big, dude. And for you to let us in on your life, man. I know that you're not shy about it necessarily, but that's deeply personal, my man. And I appreciate being the outlet.
Thank you, man. I
Today,
appreciate that. And that actually means a lot to me.
Absolutely, man. So you're definitely Shut Up Let's Talk family at this point, and beyond this show and any of this bullshit, like you're just good peeps. So yeah, man, there's just a long way to say thank you, but folks, many beers and good conversation down the road. It's been episode 62 of Shut Up Let's Talk today.
This is the end of episode 62 of Shut Up and Let's Talk with your host, Alazar, and your star, Louie Cunillera.
Absolutely,
man. I just had to say it sexy a little bit.
I had to put the sauce on it. Yeah, absolutely, right. The buffalo sauce. In the meantime, folks, if you guys want to follow me, it's at Alazar Chain. If you guys want to follow the show, it's _ Shut Up Let's Talk on Twitter. Shut Up Let's Talk all over the interglobe, the webosphere.
It's gonna be the next big thing. People don't realize it really will.
I hope so, man. I'm telling you, man. I'm not giving up, man. We're gonna keep it going, man. It's good. It's too fun to stop, man.
Man, it really is. I had fucking a lot of fun myself.
I'm glad you had a good time, man. So sorry, I always ask everybody, man. Your first podcast?
Yeah, this is.
What'd you think of it?
Shit is great. The fuck.
Awesome, bro.
And I definitely can do it. My next podcast. Where's my next one?
Feel free to come on by, my man. Sir Sip himself. Feel free to plug in your social media, my friend. Where do the people follow you at?
Okay. If you want to check me out, I go by SirSip18. You can check it on Instagram. You can also check it out Twitter. And also on YouTube, I have something going on. Just type in Sir Sip. You'll see it.
Sir Sip. SIR. SIP. SIP.
Sip.
Sir Sip.
Count Swagula.
Nice, man.
Count motherfucker Swagula.
That's way back.
That's back in the day.
Thank you so much for hanging out tonight on episode 62 of Shut Up Let's Talk, folks. Love, peace, chicken grease. Look both ways before you cross the street.
Nighty night. Keep your butthole tight.
All right, folks. Later.